Good morning, and welcome. I am Jody with Tiger Mom School Digital on a journey towards financial freedom through digital marketing and also trying to help as many people as possible start their journey because the digital marketing industry is going to be worth billions by 2026 and trillions by 2030. So if you are not in the online space, I honestly have no idea what you're waiting for. The opportunities are absolutely endless. So what are you waiting for? I'm curious to know what's holding you back. I have been in this space a little over a year, and I'm not gonna sit here and say that it's all been peaches and cream because it hasn't. It was hard at the beginning, but once I kind of like found the strategy that works for me, it's been an absolute blessing, like an absolute blessing. So I am here to tell you to just stop sitting on the sidelines. I promise you, Danielle, good morning. I promise you, once you get started, you are going to wish you had started sooner. I can guarantee that. And like I said, right, because this is not right. It takes time, it takes dedication, it takes you putting in the work. But if you do all that, it is an absolute blessing. Okay. I won't sit here and tell you that you are going to jump on and see your investment back right away, because the reality is that's not how it works. What I can tell you is that if you start with a really, really good beginner friendly course and you take the time to learn, right? Because knowledge is power, you can absolutely see success in this space. Like hands down. When I started my journey, I had no strategy. I didn't know what I was doing. I was ghosted by the creator that I purchased my course from. So I'm over here like all over the place, and I'm like, is this even for me? But I'm not a quitter, right? I'm not a quitter. So I said, I'm going to continue pushing forward. I'm going to continue showing up for me, right? For my wives, for my kids. And I did it. And I finally found what worked for me. And today we are going also to be talking about goals and why setting goals, especially not with just an online business, but with any kind of business. Why is it so important? So that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. But if you guys have any questions, please drop them in the comments. I would love to answer them. I don't gatekeep. I don't sugarcoat. I'm going to tell you exactly how it is. So this is an open space, and thank you for joining. Does anybody have any questions? Any questions? If no one has no questions, I can most certainly get this started. Okay, so why setting goals is life-changing and it's very important in your digital marketing journey, right? So goals give you direction, clarity, and purpose. Okay, so that's why I come every Monday and I stress the fact that what are your goals? What are you planning to accomplish this week? Because accountability, right? We are going to be each other's accountability partner. It is very important to make sure you have someone there that tells you, okay, so that's your goal. What do you plan on doing to make sure that goal works? What do you plan on doing, Katie? Good morning, to make sure you execute that plan. Do you have to show up? Do you want more followers? Are you posting, the right kind of content? Are you engaging with other people within your niche? What is it that you're doing to accomplish that goal? So that's why goals are very important, right? They transform dreams into actionable steps, okay? We're not just going to dream about it. We're going to be about it. So being about it, you need to take the time and put in the effort and put in the work, okay? So people with written goals are 42% more likely to achieve them, okay? I don't care if you write it down in a sticky note. I don't care if you put them down in a planner, whatever it is. I like to write down my goals in a planner, okay? I used to do it in a notebook before, but wherever you want to write them down, that is completely fine. I just want you writing them down so that you can keep yourself accountable as well. And you can go ahead and check them off as you are completing the goals. 1 second. What?
Can I hear water from your room?
Take one of these.
What? You didn't give me one last night.
I'm sorry about that. Close the door, please. Sorry. Anyway, so like I was saying, right? And breaking down goals, right? So people with written goals, 42% more likely to achieve them. And then breaking down goals increases success rate by 90%. Okay. Tisha, good morning. How's it going, babe? Happy Monday. It's been a while. Mary, good morning. How's it going? Did you take the chance to review the module yet? And if you did, what are your thoughts, girl? Like, what are your thoughts? I want feedback from everyone. All my peoples, I want feedback on my module. Okay. So I'll wait for Atisha to respond and I'll continue. So again, breaking down goals increases success rates by 90%. That's a big percentage there. Again, and because of that, that is why I come out here every Monday and I stress the fact that setting your goals is extremely important, okay? Isma, good morning. I come out here and I tell you, what my goals are for the week, because at the end of the week, when I jump on live and I'll tell you, like, I accomplished this goal, I wasn't able to accomplish this goal, right? So you guys are keeping me accountable. I almost feel like I can't let myself down, right? Because I am setting an example for you guys. So I make sure that I work towards achieving that. And I get it that life happens. And if something happened throughout the week that, that didn't allow you to accomplish the goals, then I understand that's different. You can most certainly go ahead and switch them up and write them down for for the following week, right? But I don't want you to make that a routine. I want you to be very intentional. If you know, right? So before I set my goals, because I do have a full-time job, before I set my goals, I look at my week. How does my work week, my actual 9 to 5 week look like, right? So I look at it. How many meetings do I have, right? Am I really going to have the time to accomplish these many goals? So I don't want you setting 20 goals when you know you are only going to accomplish 2 or 3, right? So you need to be mindful. So I start by looking at my week. I start by saying, okay, so maybe this day I can work on this. Maybe this day I can work on the other, right? Give myself room to make sure I am accomplishing those goals. So that is what I mean by you being very mindful and you just being very realistic with yourself, because I don't want you also to be setting goals throughout the week and every week you're like not accomplishing them because you're probably pushing yourself too much, or maybe you're not being realistic with yourself that you're not going to accomplish that many goals. Okay, so if that is just one goal that you want to set for the week, that is fine. You can definitely start small and then build from there. Okay, so let me tell you the difference, right, between dreams and goals, right? So dreams is the ideas or the desires with no plan. Okay, and then goals is more specific, actionable, measurable steps to achieve those dreams. Okay, so I'm gonna give you an example. I want financial freedom, right? That's a dream, right? But if you want to turn that into a goal, you're going to say, I am going to save $500 a month by cutting unnecessary expenses and adding to be able to invest in a side hustle. Okay, that you see the difference there. Whitney, good morning. Oh my God, I loved it. Of course, I just finished last night. That is I'm so happy to hear that. Yay. Just wanted to make sure. Coco, good morning. You really dropped some many gems. I tried. I wanted to make sure, Tisha, that I over-delivered. And I am so glad you're telling me that I did just that. I'm so blessed to hear that. What a way that, you know what? That is like good to hear and the best way to start my Monday. Jolie, good morning. So see how I was saying the difference between a dream and a goal, right? So if you are trying to accomplish these dreams, right, you need to set goals to make sure you are making it work. Good morning. That reminds me of Madea, how Madea talks. The way you put mornings. Okay, the emotional connection. Okay, so remember that goals are tied to personal values or your whys, right? So another thing that I am very good at, thank you so much for my heart, me, Tisha. One thing that I am very good at is that when I come out here, I tell you to make sure that you have your whys written down. Because one thing I'm going to tell you is that this business is not easy. Okay, this business is not easy. You need to just, I'm not saying it's for sprinkle your blessings. Good morning, Nila. Good morning. This business, I'm sorry, is not for the weak. We are going to struggle, right? We're going to struggle a lot. You're welcome. Good morning, everyone. I love it, right? You're going to struggle a lot. You're going to probably feel like quitting every other day. And can I just say, I just need to throw that out there that it is completely normal. It is completely normal. This is all normal, okay? The fact that you are going to want to quit, okay? But if you have, good morning, if you have the right mindset, right? You're going to eventually see the success, right? A lot of us just get sidetracked by what we were told. Oh, just invest in this course. And by the time, you have to make your first payment, you had already made your first sale. That is not true. Okay. So I want you to be realistic with yourself, that it takes time. It takes time. But if you have a good strategy, if you have your whys written down for when times get tough, you can just go back and reflect on why you started. And I promise you that is going to give you that push that you need to continue pushing forward. Okay. And it might be that you're going to need to take a step back. It might be that you might need to take a break, right? Rest, reset, and refocus. That is completely okay. But what we are not going to do is quitting. Okay, because one thing I'm going to tell you is that quitters never win and winners never quit. Roxanne, good morning. Happy Monday. Faith without work is dead. You have to move scared. I agree. Do it even if you're scared. Thank you so much, Jolie, for my roses. I agree 1000%. And once again, when you are committed and when you make it work, you're just going to wish you started sooner. Everything is good. Everything is good. I am literally sitting in the dark. I woke up with the worst migraine. Okay. And I said, oh my God, I don't want to cancel the live because last week I, canceled like 2 lives. I was like, I need to show up. So I'm here. So I'm here for you guys. Okay. I am struggling with my why to start, marketing, of course, is the money, but feel weird with that. Okay, Diane, you've come to the right place. Okay. You were meant to come to this live. Thank you so much, Roxanne. Thank you. Thank you. Let me show you something. I don't have my planner. It's in my room, but I'll just break it down to you. Your why, I don't want you to just write down that you want money. I absolutely understand that all of us, we are doing this because we want more money. I get it. But I want you to take the time, like really take the time to dig deep, Diane, and search within your hearts. Like, what is it that I want? It's not just money. What is it that you want? Do you want the freedom, right? To live life on your own terms, right? Do you want the freedom of not having to, budget in? Do you want the freedom of what is it that you want? I want you to really dig deep. I'm going to tell you my whys that I wrote down. I wanted to be a more present mom, right? I wanted to be done living paycheck to paycheck. I was tired of budgeting in how many coffees I can afford or I can purchase for the week. Right? I want to travel and build more memories with my kids, right? So those are all the things that I want you to write down, whether it's on a notebook, whether it's on your planner. I want you to write it down, because if you're a beginner in this space, right, you are going to struggle a lot with mindset. Okay, Norma, good morning. You are going to struggle a lot with mindset. And I'm talking about every other day, probably you're going to want to quit this journey. And I'm telling you from experience because I was there. Gwen, good morning. Good morning. Right? So I need you to write it down. And every time you feel like something is too hard for you to get done, or you are not understanding something, it's okay, Norma. I understood what you were trying to say. You're good. Thank you, Gwen, for my heart me. Right? Every time you feel like, oh my God, like this is not for me, I want you to go back and reflect on those whys. Okay, you are going to be doing yourself actually a favor by doing that. Okay, you are going to do yourself a favor by understanding that. Okay, whenever you feel like quitting, you're gonna be like, wait a minute, let me go back and read it out loud. Okay, read it out loud a couple of times, and again, rest, reset, refocus, maybe take a day off, but you have to go back into it. Okay, because remember, quitters never win and winners never quit. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Okay. Now, again, I was explaining, right, the emotional connections between your goals, right, is understanding your why. Once you have your whys down packed, that is going to be your force to just push forward, to make anything work. Like I said, listen, the times I felt like when I started my journey at the beginning, I probably wanted to quit. Thank you so much, love, for my heart, me. I probably wanted to quit every other day. It was always something. It was so many obstacles along my way that I'm like, oh my God, is this even for me? Because you start second guessing if it's worth it, if it's worth it for you to continue. Let me tell you something. Look. And I'm going to use myself as an example, right? The past couple of weeks, I don't know why, but I have been so discouraged. Like when I tell you like so discouraged, and it is normal for you to feel like that. And I'm going to explain why, right? So I have been in this space long enough, and I feel like long enough to maybe the way I feel is just at the rate that I at the, you know, the time frame that I have been in this space and the amount of value that I provide every day, I feel like my success should be more, right? But when you start thinking about it that way, you start getting discouraged. And that's the funk that I was in the past couple of weeks. I was like, I started second guessing myself, and I'm like, what is it that I'm doing wrong? I said, what is it that I'm doing wrong? And sometimes, right, we focus too much on making that money that we forget to serve. Okay. And I was like, maybe my purpose is not to just like, you know, blow up like, you know, any other person out there that is just making a shit ton of money. Maybe my purpose is to just serve you guys, right? And get you guys to be unstuck. But I was in the funk, like, should I continue this? You know, those are all the things that I was telling myself because I was so discouraged. And again, working on your mindset is going to be viral in this space as well, right? So that when you know, get into a rut or into a funk like the one I was in, you can tell yourself, you got this, girl. I was like, I don't know, like, what is it that I'm doing wrong? And then I'm like, you know what, like, you're not in this for the money. You are in this because you want freedom, right? When I started this journey, all I wanted was an extra $500 to $1,000, right, a month to be able to help with bills, to be able to just like, you know, not have that burden, that monthly burden of, am I going to be able to make it work? Am I going to be able to have enough to feed my kids, right? Yes, Gwen, you are feeling what I'm saying, okay? And you know what? You know why I think I was in that funk? Because I see so many people out there, Tanya, good morning, that are making a shit ton of money and they don't serve. They are in this space. They are in this space just to make money. I swear. And when I see that they are literally like making a shit ton of money, talking about I made $2,000 in 24 hours, or I made, Tanya is feeling it today. Sandra, good morning. Right? They are making you know, it's only been 3 days into April and I'm already cashing out $4,000. I'm like, okay, like it was really getting to me because I'm like, but I come out here every day, like, and I serve. Like, the amount of people that have told me, because of you, I was able to push forward. Because of you, you know, I have a strategy. Because of you, my account is getting the views that I wanted to get. Because of you, I was able to go live and make a connection. Because of you, I was able to get a lead, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm doing something here. I am actually doing something here. So I will continue to serve you all, right? And not be that person. I don't want to be that person, right? That is gets so sidetracked by the money that I can no longer serve you. Oh, Dalisa, good morning. So again, right? We are always going to have those moments where we feel like this is not for us, right? But When you surround yourself by people that really want to see you win, that are there to tell you, Jadi, you are just like overthinking it. You're doing an amazing job. Just keep pushing forward. That matters. Okay, that matters. Okay, so yes, you're giving everything. Yes, and sometimes when you give everything and you just don't see the success, it's okay to feel in the funk, right? But what is not okay is for you to remain there. Okay, it's for you not to remain there. So again, whenever I'm feeling in that funk, I start analyzing and I start thinking about all the good things that I am doing, right? Tell me about it, okay? I wanted a little, sense of motivation for you guys on this Monday morning. I had to over deliver today since last week. I had to cancel 2 of the lives. Right? I am here this week. I am here for you guys again. So, right? Remember that your goals have an emotional connection to your whys. So write them down and always just go back whenever maybe you don't feel like, thank you, Sandra, right? Whenever you don't feel like showing up for you, whenever you don't feel like maybe reviewing that module. Chris, good morning. I don't want to receive an unexpected bill and panic how to pay for it. Exactly, Diane. So write that down. Write that down. The I don't know if I have enough, right? I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay for this bill. Write down how you want a savings, right? So that you are ready for whatever life throws at you. Okay? That is one of the biggest reason why I started, right? My partner got into good morning, got into an accident. Thank you so much. Thank you. I am so glad to hear that you loved it. Yay. Thank you. Right? And I know that some of the PDFs that I provided for you guys is not there. I reached out to Steph and I asked her if she could please make sure she adds them. So, just so you guys know that the PDFs are missing. But anyways, like I was saying, right, it is so important for you to just have that why. Thank you so much, Gwen, for my roses. Thank you, right? You need to write it down. Whatever that looks like, and just always repeat that. Maybe reflect on it once a week. Maybe Monday when you are setting your goals on that same planner, on that same notebook that you wrote down your whys, maybe it's a good time for you to reflect on it, right? So it could give you that little push that you need for the week. Okay, remember, you have to become unstoppable. Okay, and how are you going to do that? By showing up, by setting goals for yourself to make sure you are pushing forward, right? So let me break down a little bit what SMART goals is. I love the SMART goal framework. Okay, have a savings account or vacation plan for the summer. You know what I mean? And again, Sandra, like when we have something to look out for, it just kind of like gives us that more of an energy to show up. Because you know why I tell you guys to be very delusional? When you guys start visualizing what you want to see, it's just like it gives you also that spark underneath you that you need to make sure you are getting things done. Okay, when you just start visualizing, like you literally, Jim, thank you for the follow. Picture yourself, right? Whether it's traveling, I am constantly picturing myself traveling, just building memories with my kids, whatever it is, you need to start visualizing. Visualize yourself just rolling through, your nearest airport, just going on a dream vacation. Okay, like visualize yourself just building the memories that you want to create. Okay, because that again will be, yes, what about SMART goals? Okay, so SMART goals, right? SMART goals, S is for specific, M is for measurable, A is for attainable, R is for relevant, and T is for time bound. Okay, so specific. What exactly do you want to accomplish? Okay, that is what you need to ask yourself when you are getting ready to, and I'm going to give you an example on everything, for on a SMART goal framework. Okay, so let's just say, what exactly do you want to accomplish? I'm going to give you an example. I want to launch my first digital guide by, let's say, May of 2025. Okay, so measurable, right? How will you track that progress to make sure you by May you launch your guide? Okay, so you're gonna outline the guide, how many pages you want, right? And you're gonna set yourself goal that maybe by April 15, you're gonna have everything outlined for your guide, right? You're gonna have all the information that you want for your guide, how many pages, like the table of content, all of that, right? And then attainable, is this realistic with your current resources, right? Sir Molly, good morning, right? Are you being realistic? Are you really going to be able to create the guide by your time frame, right? With the goals that you are setting for the week, right? So you're gonna say, if you want to make sure you get there, you're gonna say, okay, I'm going to dedicate 2 to 4 hours every week to make sure I get there. Okay, because remember, we are trying to launch this guide by May of 2025, right? So relevant. Does this align with your bigger purpose? Okay, so let's just say that this is going to be the first product that you create yourself, right? And then maybe your bigger goal is that eventually you want to create your own course, or you want to create your own mini course, but you're testing it out with a guide, right? So again, is this going to be the perfect direction for your bigger purpose, which is eventually creating your own course? Yes, right? Good morning. It's been a busy weekend with the new modules. Oh my God, I can't wait for you to tell me what you think of the module, right? And okay, so relevant. Does this align with your bigger purpose? Yes, it aligns with your bigger goal of creating, passive income, because eventually you're going to create your own course, right? And time bound. What's the deadline? You need to add a deadline, because when you add a deadline, it's not that it gives you the pressure, it's that it gives you that sense of like commitment that you need to make sure you are taking action to get there. So adding a time bound, right? You're not just going to say by May and that's it of 2025. I want you to add a date. So by May 20th, I am going to launch my first guide. You know what I mean? So that is a SMART goal framework and example, okay? Any questions? I'm going to pause because I need water. 1 second. Any questions for me? And now, okay, no questions, so I'm going to continue. Remember, Cass, good morning. Happy Monday. How's it going? Happy Monday. So again, right, now breaking down your goals into actionable steps, right? So I want you to reverse engineer your goals. And what do I mean by that? I want you to start with the big goals and then work backwards. And I'm going to give you an example. If your goal, and this is for the health and wealth niche, is just for you guys to really, really kind of like understand that I always have to throw an example in there. Let's just say that your goal is to lose 20 pounds in 5 months, right? So in month 1, I want you to focus on maybe 3 small dietary changes. Okay, girl, wait 1 second, girl. Your module, did I tell you already how effing you thank you so much. So excited, so excited. Thank you guys for hyping me up and showing love and support. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That is exactly what I wanted to deliver, was for you guys to be able to see the value in the module and not be stuck when it comes to identifying your persona or what kind of content you should be creating. Thank you for my heart, me. Thank you. Thank you. KJ, thank you so much for the follow, right? So once again, right, if you want to lose 20 pounds in 5 months, month 1, I just want you to focus on making 3 small dietary changes, okay? Whether that is not, going out to eat junk food, or whether that looks like not eating processed food, whether that looks like cutting soda or bread, whatever it is. I'm so ready for it all. Period. And then month 2, I want you to maybe add 3 workout a week. Every week, you're going to add 3 workouts, whether that's walking, whether that's, strength training, whether that's doing a quick 20-minute HIIT workout, whatever it is. But I want you see the bigger picture here, how you are breaking down that big goal into actionable steps every month, okay? And then month 3, I want you to go measure your progress. Go ahead and step into the scale. Have you lost any weight, right? Are you still the same even after 3 months? If not, then you already know you need to go back and change your strategy, change what you're doing, okay? Because clearly it's not working. The same thing goes for digital marketing. Okay, Thank you so much, Kimbe, for the follow, right? The same thing goes for digital marketing. You need to show up for your business, create those big goals, break them down into actionable steps. And when you see that something is not working, you are supposed to go back and change it up. Okay, you need to re-strategize. Go back to the drawing board. Thank you for my heart puff. You need to go back to the drawing board and re-strategize. A lot of people just want to stay stuck when something is not working. Well, of course, you're not going to see the success if you're not taking the time to look at your strategy. Love how you structure your life. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, you need to understand that you need to switch. One thing is, I'm going to give you an example now. If you are going to test out a strategy and you test out the strategy for 1 week and you don't see any results, guys, listen, it drives me insane when somebody tells me, okay, well, I want to try this strategy. I've been trying this strategy for a week and I don't see any success. Do you not understand that when you try a new strategy, you need to give yourself between 3 weeks to a month? I say 30 days. Okay, 30 days. When you are constantly switching up your strategy, you are never going to understand what is working because you are too busy switching things up so frequently. Guys, give yourself some grace. I understand that we are in this because we want that freedom. We want to start making money, but it's not going to be long term if you are actually not strategizing correctly. So what I mean by that is really taking your time. Strategize and test out your strategy for 30 days, okay? Again, I'm going to give you a perfect example. I created my very own hook guide. I was giving the guide away for free, right? Once I tested it out and I had other people test it out, right? That they were really seeing success. That's when I started, okay, now this is worthy of me charging for it. And I made it Mayhem Good Morning into a low ticket guide. Right? And then it was so good that people were saying, I want to resell this. I have been able to see, so much views. Like, I want to be able to resell it. I had to recently turn that guide, right? Create a brand new guide and turn it into an affiliate because people wanted to be able to resell it to their audience as well because of all the success they were seeing. You know what I mean? But again, those people gave that strategy, right? They used that strategy, but they also gave it time to make sure it worked. And even though they were seeing success from the first week, they still kept pushing. A lot of people want to see instant success. And if they don't, they want to switch up their strategy when maybe that was the perfect strategy that they needed, but they didn't give themselves time, right? So please, when you strategize, when you switch something up and you go back to the drawing board, give yourself, please, like a minimum of 3 weeks before you change something up, okay? Listen, and I'm telling you, if I was able to relive an IG account, like relive it, my account, right, the IG account that I decided to work with, I am getting millions of views. Right now, I'm at 1.5 million views, okay? My videos, I have at least 3 videos every week that go viral, okay? So I know my stuff, right? But I take time to strategize. When something is not working, I don't go back and recreate something that doesn't work, right? When something doesn't work for me, thank you so much, Gwen, for my rose. When something doesn't work for me, I go back to the drawing board and I analyze the content. Okay, why didn't this get the views that I wanted it to get, and strategize that way. And maybe you post it again differently, not the same thing. Remember, you need to do more of what works and less of what doesn't. You know what I mean? Of course, Sandra. Let me close my door 1 second. My dog she just thinks she can just like come in and out as she pleases. I'm sorry. Anyway, so again, you need your goals. And again, how are you going to reverse engineer your goals? Thank you so much for the follow. You can do daily, weekly, monthly planning, whatever works for you, okay? I want you to use a planner, sticky notes, a notebook, whatever works for you. Okay, let's see. 1 second. Are you always faceless on your lives or do you mix it up? So I I used to be face forward going live, but I have so many people that are scared of going live that I started this movement of me going live without the need of showing my face to prove people that you can have a successful life without the need of showing your face. So right now, I just do my lives faceless. Sometimes I'll turn my camera on because, again, I'm not shy. I don't care. I don't mind. But it's just to prove a point that if you are not going live, you are missing out on building your community and on building those connections with your target audience, right? So now you don't have an excuse of being afraid of not showing your face because I'm teaching you, I'm showing you the way, right? So you can most certainly go live faceless. If I want you to see how passionate I am about a subject, I will turn my camera on for you guys to see me. But mainly, I've been doing all my lives faceless. I switch up the background depending on the subject. Like if I have a topic, right? If I'm going to be talking about content pillars, I'll have content pillars. I'll have like a background that says content pillars. Because you want to also make it scroll stopping, because a lot of people are on the for you page, like just scrolling. So you want a background that is not too overwhelming, but just like gives them that curiosity to stop and listen to what you're saying. Okay, so I hope that helps. Any questions for me? Right? No more excuses. It's just like the amount of people that say, I want to go live, but I'm scared. I want to go live. I am done hearing the excuse, I want to go live, but I'm scared. I am showing you the way, whether you're faceless or you're face forward. If you guys see, I am a face forward account. My face is plastered all over my page, right? But I am showing you the way. I went live one time and only lasted 5 minutes because I was so nervous. Guess what, Gwen? Guess what? I am showing you the way now, right? That you can most certainly, right? If you go into my YouTube channel, Gwen, I teach you how to create the background in Canva, how to create a simple background in Canva, right? And how to add it to your TikTok when you are ready to go live. And Jolie told me last week, I believe she mentioned that TikTok actually has a practice live button, okay? So if you want to practice, you can practice, but if you are faceless, nobody's really staring at you, okay? They're staring at your background. You just want to make sure you are preaching or talking, about your topic so that people want to stop and listen, okay? At least you went live. Proud of you for starting. Thank you. And again, it takes time. Simone, good morning. I remember when I first started doing it, I was so scared. Like so scared. I thought I had to look a certain type of way. I was like, there's no way people are going to stop and listen to whatever I'm saying. But they did. They did. Like I built my audience when face forward. I built my audience face forward. I've been going live consistently for a year now. A year. You are going to catch me live at least 4 times out of the week. Okay, Angela, good morning. It is very important for you guys to take the going live serious because that's where you build connection. In this economy, people are not just going to throw money at you. I get it that some of us get very, they get lucky and, they just get people just buying from them, no issue, but for some of us, we need to work a little harder. Cece, good morning. And that means going live, educating your audience, right? Talking about your story. I just don't want you going live talking about you need to, like I did, right? I will go live and just talk about my offer. No, now I strategize. I come live and I teach you. I dedicate at least 2 of my lives where I'm educating you about something that has to do with digital marketing. Good evening from Australia. Oh my God. Welcome. Good morning over here from USA. I love it. Right? So like I said, you want to be out there and educating your audience. So let's just say Monday, I come and I talk about goals. Every Monday, I am going to be here and I am talking about goals. Every Monday, Every Monday, I am giving you strategies. I'm talking about why you need to set smart goals, whatever it is. And I'm giving you motivation, right? Oh, did I tell you? Tell me, Cass. Then Tuesday, I like to teach something. So tomorrow, I'm going to talk about mindset in this space because I feel like a lot of people struggle with mindset, right? Wednesday, it could be that maybe it's going to be Freestyle Wednesday where I am going to go live and I'm going to, just leave the floor up to you guys to just ask away. Hello from Faceless and Simplicity, right? Welcome her to the community, right? And then Thursday, I might bring another style teaching live, right? Where maybe I'm talking again about content pillars, whatever it is. Friday, I am not going live right now. But then Saturday, I freestyle. So Saturday, depending on my son's martial arts schedule, that's when I go live. So I'll go live maybe around 10 in the morning or maybe 12 while he's training. Again, I bought myself a MacBook. Girl, yes! Hold on, where's my sound effects? Right here. Ooh. Get it, Miss Girl. They're so good. They're so good. I'm telling you. I walk around this house with my MacBook everywhere. Lorraine, buenos dias. Buenos dias. But like I said, right? Thank you so much for my goal. You need to show up for yourself. Can I just say that nobody is Lynn, good morning. Nobody is going to come out here and save you. You need to save yourself. I have my Mac PC, but the laptop, yes, such a beauty. I agree 1000%. Definitely a must have. Okay, so now let's talk about overcoming obstacles and staying motivated, because that is something that a lot of us struggle with, right? Common goal setting challenges, procrastination, fear of failure, overwhelmed from big goals, right? But I just broke down to you that there's no need for you to I want you to be very mindful. If you know for a fact, right? Look at your week, right? Yesterday, before I set my goals for the week, I went and I looked at my work schedule. I looked at my meetings, what can I handle, right? And I looked at what I had going on this week. How many times does Gabe need to go train this week, right? I want you to do the same. Look at your week. What does your week look like before you set your goals? Because I want you to be very intentional. Okay? I want you to be very intentional. Okay, so, and we're going to do, everything we do is going to be with fear, but we're going to do it. Okay? When you do something that is new to you, you're going to be scared, and that is completely normal. Okay? But can I just say that fear, good morning, Ty. That fear is temporary. That fear, again, is temporary. The more you do it, the better you're going to get. Listen, the first couple of times that I went live, I was sweating because I was so nervous. I was like, oh my God, like, I'm going to start stuttering. I'm going to I'm going to lose my train of thoughts. So nobody is coming to save you but the person in the mirror, period. And who is that? Yourself, okay? So this is what I did. I told myself when I decided that I was going to take my business very serious, going live was a big part of that. Okay, going live was like at the top of my list. So I told myself I am going to go live. I started with three times out of the week. I said I'm going to go live Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays for 30 minutes. I would set an alarm for 31 minutes. I would grab a piece of paper and I would write down bullet points of the things I was going to be talking about. And this is exactly what I would talk about, right? Because you guys think that 30 minutes sounds like a lot, right? But 30 minutes went by so fast, right? So I would have bullet points about explaining what digital marketing is, because a lot of people don't understand what digital marketing is. I had bullet points on MRR. I had bullet points on affiliate marketing. I had bullet points on a couple of things and your story, because people don't want you to just go live and sell them something when they don't even know who you are, right? So I never really spoke about my okay, so it's okay to go. Yes, it is, Tanya. Yes. So do yourself a favor and do 31 minutes. Just to be safe. If you guys go, and this is why I mean 30 minutes. If you guys go live under 30 minutes, you're not going to get analytics for that. You have to go live at least 30 minutes for you to get analytics. And I want you to be able to get analytics for you to see what works or what doesn't. and testing out a time that works for you as well. Unfortunately, because I do have a full-time job and I am always all over the place, the only time that works for me to go live is in the morning, right? But sometimes, like if I bring my son to martial arts at night in the evening because his classes is for 7:30 p.m., right? If I wasn't able to go live in the morning, I'll try to go live at night while he's training. Okay, because sometimes all I have, and that's perfectly fine. And that is perfectly fine. Just make sure you are at least doing it for 30 minutes. So I would set up an alarm for 31 minutes and I would just go live. And there would be times that absolutely nobody would be in my live, but I would still be talking. I would still be talking because remember, guys, there's always going to be people, right? Lucinda, good morning, that are going to watch from the hallway. A lot of you guys that are part of my community told me, right? Hey, I used to watch you from the hallway for the longest time until I said something that they're like, wait a minute, I need to listen to what this girl is saying. Chris, good morning. So always keep talking, even if you don't see a single soul. Odalisa knows because Odalisa was one of them. You know what I mean? You need to get comfortable. And that now, thank you so much for my heartbeat. And that is why I am telling you to always talk. And can I just say, I did for almost 3 weeks in the hallway. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? And again, do not underestimate, because this is something that is extremely underestimated. Do not underestimate the power of storytelling. Okay? Like, just don't do that to yourself. Storytelling, it is extremely powerful. Like, extremely, extremely powerful. Okay? That's where people are going to connect with you through your story. Toot, good morning. Let me take a sip of my water, guys. I am so sorry. I am like about to start choking over here. Okay, I'm good. Thank you. Do not underestimate the power of storytelling. Don't do that to yourself. That is where people connect with you, is through your story. I seem to lose people when I start storytelling. Maybe my stories. No, your story is never boring. And when I say storytell, I want you guys to understand that I want you to tell whatever you feel comfortable in saying. Whatever you feel comfortable in sharing. Thank you for my heart. I don't know why, but I'm standing right now. I'm tired of sitting. Thank you so much, Liv, for the follow. Whatever you feel comfortable in telling, that is exactly what I want you to storytell. Okay? You know, it's not that your story is boring. It's that the people that were watching you did not resonate with your story. Okay? But again, do not underestimate the power of storytelling, because that is where you build those genuine connections with people. I tell you, it's the first couple of words you say to grab attention. Yes, that could be too. But listen, when I come out here, when I started going live, right? Hooks are very important. Lorraine knows. When I started going live, right? I was very, 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 very open about my story. Okay. And whoever resonated with my story the amount of people that resonated with my story was crazy. Right. But I wanted to make it relatable, because when you tell your story, these personas, right, that we are targeting can see themselves in our shoes. They're like, okay, if she did it, right, as a mom, as a full-time worker, I could do it too. And you see where I'm going with the storytelling right now? You see what I mean? I definitely have to try storytelling the next time I go live. Exactly. And again, guys, it's a mixture of everything. You also want to educate. People why do you guys love me so much? Why do you guys love me so much, right? Because of the value that I provide every single time I turn that live button on. Okay? Am I speaking facts, or am I not speaking facts right now? You guys always come back to my live because you know for a fact that either you're getting motivation, you're getting that push that you need, or you're gonna learn something. That's why you guys keep coming back to my live. Okay? I don't go targeting you and telling you, you know what I mean? Oh, I'm going to be live. No, I don't target you. You guys already know. Jadi's is probably going to be teaching something, so I got to go jump on her live. Or maybe you guys do it because You just need that sense of motivation, right? That I give you. Okay? This is not impossible, guys, right? And the dropping of the gems. Exactly. Right? So that is exactly what you want to do at the beginning, right? One thing that you are going to do when you start going live, right? You are going to have to repeat who you are so many times. For me, it's motive. See what I mean? I'm doing something, right? Let me just say that a lot of people, right? Sorry, thank you so much for my heart puffs. Lost my train of thought. What I mean? I start talking and then I forgot what I'm talking about. But anyways, right? When you storytell, people connect with you. It makes it relatable. But also, like I said, people love free stuff. And again, when you start going live, you need to be very repetitive about who you are and how you're going to help them. And let me give you an example, because I love using examples, right? Let's just say that this is my first time going live. Hey, this is Jody with Tired Mom School Digital, on a journey towards financial freedom through digital marketing, and also here to help as many moms as possible start their online business, right? So I'm telling you who I am, what I do, and how I can help you, right? I can help you start your online business, right? Hey, Sandra, how's it going? Geneva, good morning. How's it going? Thanks so much for joining. You're going to have people, Melissa, good morning, come in and out, in and out. So people feel special when you acknowledge them. I don't know if you guys pay attention, but if you guys have been joining on my live, you know that when you jump on my live, you know for a fact I'm not calling you out, but I acknowledge you. Hey, Melissa, good morning, right? Melissa is saying good morning to me because I already, as soon as I saw her jump on, I said, good morning, Melissa. Right? Odalisa, buenos dias. How's it going? You know what I mean? So you're going to spend a lot of time acknowledging people. When you acknowledge them, they feel seen. So they're like, oh my God, this is not just a girl that, is just talking over here. Like she truly cares. And one thing that I used to do at the beginning of me going live too, is that let's just say Odalisa would jump on, and let's just say that I jumped on live the following day or maybe 2 days from there, and she jumped back on. I'm like, Odalisa, thank you so much for joining back. Thank you. It's good to see you again. I would acknowledge that as well. When you are a beginner, those are things you should be acknowledging, guys, because when you do that, when you acknowledge your people, you start building a community. Okay, you start building a community, right? Roxanne was sick, and she'll mention, hey, Roxanne, how you're feeling? And she'll drop in the comments. And then a couple of days, maybe I don't see Roxanne for a couple of days, but when I see her come back, I'll be like, hey, Roxanne, how you feeling? I know last time you jumped on live, you told me you weren't feeling good, but you're feeling better, right? What about Jolie? Jolie's dealing with pneumonia. She's not feeling good. Hey, Jolie, how you feeling? You know what I mean? That's how you build your community. Like the community that is gonna ride hard for you guys. Not me with my notepad. You know what? I normally put all my lives, not all of them, but some of my lives on my YouTube channel. But this one, I have to put on my YouTube channel. So I'm gonna be adding this live to my YouTube channel because it's really good, very informative. Okay. She said, not me with my notepad. But again. You guys, I don't want you to expect, I got you, Lucinda. I don't want you, Crystal, thank you for the follow. I don't want you guys to expect like the sense of entitlement. Please, that is something I preach about all the time. I don't want that sense of entitlement from you guys to think that you're gonna go live and you want automatically people to be on your live, like consistently. No, and that is okay as well. But can I just say that what you do consistently, that is where you're going to see the fruits of the seeds that you are planting, right? So let's just say you just planted a new plant, right? Rain, good morning. You just planted something new, a new plant, right? If you want that plant to grow, what do you have to do? You have to water it. The same goes when you go live, okay? If you want people to actually stay in your life, if you want people to start listening to what you're saying, you need to be consistent. I don't want you just, showing up every day if you're too scared, but I do want you to set yourself a goal. Thank you so much for my heart, me. I want you to set yourself a goal, right? Say, this week, I am going to go live 2 times, right? Guys, I prefer 2 times than no times at all. Okay, I don't teach you how to create a faceless background so that if you're scared of showing, let me just, guys, just be, I'm sitting in the dark because I woke up with a bit of a migraine, but I have no problem, right? I have no problem being on camera. I am very comfortable with being on camera, but it took time for me to get there. Okay, I want you guys to just like really listen in and understand what I mean by this. Okay, when you go live, if you don't want to show your face, don't show your face. Do not show your face. If you feel comfortable showing your face, then show your face. But I am here teaching you and telling you that you can go live without the need of showing your face. Okay? This faceless background has just changed the game for me. You were meant to bump into my life for a reason. Again, like, people tell me, like, you literally started a movement. Like, whenever I hear you say, I'm afraid. Whenever I say, why are you not going live? I'm just scared. Like, why? You know, I get it. I already did all the hard work for you. I already went live, right? I started going live just me, right? And everybody were busy worrying about what I had going on in my background, with my dog pacing back and forth or jumping on me. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay, so then I started creating background so people wouldn't be, again, because people are nosy, so that people wouldn't be worried about what was going on in the background. I wanted them to pay attention to me because I was here to teach you. Okay, now I just been doing the background, and now if I don't want to do my hair, I don't have to do my hair, right? If I want to pay attention to my work, my emails, my meetings, whatever, right? Because I do work a full-time job, it's easier for me to do it faceless. So I don't also do it to make sure I'm showing up for you guys, but to pay attention to the 20 different things that I'm doing on the back. Period. I was just told my mentor, I'm restructuring everything to faceless, and that's fine. If you don't feel comfortable and you want to go faceless, that is okay. I am usually doing other things and just listening, not looking at the screen. Exactly. So again, I don't want the excuses, Diane, because now you can actually go multitask. I'm a mom, so I'm a multitasker. Listen, when I tell you that I multitask for a living, like I multitask, I know what I'm doing. I am always doing more than one thing at once, okay? So what I'm saying is that you can absolutely do it without the need of showing your face. My hair's not done. I'm dealing with a migraine. I have my sunglasses on my eyes. I'm sorry, my protecting glasses on. I'm literally sitting in the dark because my head hurts so bad. Again, I'm not worried, right? I am ready. I am always ready for the crown, but let me take these glasses off because I'm always ready for my crown. Drop it. I think I like faceless. I'm waiting for my crown, guys. Sorry. See how pretty that was? Thank you so much. Thank you, Jolie. Let me make sure I don't miss any comments. 1 second. I'm usually, okay, absolutely. Now that I'm working from home, I can do lives and still hit my goals. You know what I mean? You see what I mean? I think I like face. And you know what I do? The weeks that I have to go in office, like next week, I'm going to be in office the whole week, right? So what do? I go live earlier in the day to make sure with enough time that by 8:30 I jump off and I just drive in the office and be there for no later than 9 o'clock. You know what I mean? So again, no excuses. That makes my day. Thank you so much. That makes my day. I'm faceless on IG, but it's slow. This will help so much. And can I just say, KJ, that faceless, you just have to work a little bit harder, right? And I don't mean lives. I mean faceless, a faceless account. You have to work a little harder because you need to stand out and not look like every other faceless account out here, okay? So in IG, hooks are very important, okay? Hooks are very important, and visual, right? You don't want to make sure, like there's this mom, right there, one of my mentees, right? She's faceless. She used to have a face forward account and she's like, I can't do this anymore. Like I cannot do this anymore. And I didn't want her to quit. I was like, I want you to try faceless, right? But I want you to use everyday scenarios, like her not showing her face but doing laundry, her like the kids playing, and her account is different because she's not using stock videos. She's actually using everyday life, her doing dishes, her cooking, you know what I mean? So find a way to do aesthetic like aesthetic stock videos that don't look like every aesthetic video. Is either the ones I see is either boss women vibes or like the coffees and all that stuff. You know what I mean? What does the background say? Good morning, Naomi. Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently. Okay, let me just flip my camera and then we can continue. Because I wanted you guys to look at this quote. I got you guys. Because I scroll past it. You know what I mean? My laundry videos do the... You see, Amy just said that her laundry videos do the best. You know? I think that is my issues. Not looking aesthetics. Thank you. Guys, people are not looking. Can I just say that people are not, at least your target audience is not looking for you to be perfect. Your persona is looking for you to be relatable. If I'm not going to say I am a very organized mom. Like if I have to clean my kitchen 5 times in a day, I will clean it 5 times a day because I am a very organized person. I want things to be, needy all together. But there are times where I don't care. You know what I mean? But if I am trying to target other working moms, right, that knows the struggles of work-life balance, do you think I want my house to look perfect or I'm going to go look for the spot that is like spotless? You know what I mean? That's what you need to understand. If a mom runs through and I'm just like, doing laundry and working on a computer or folding laundry and also working at the computer at the same time, or maybe watching a module while I'm folding clothes, a mom is going to relate to that video and to my message because I'm showing her that if I can do it, so can you. Okay? Let me make sure. Hold on. Okay. Mine are different. It's all melanin women and no one has them. Okay. Like I said, if you're different, that is perfectly fine. Okay. But I'm going to still. Yes, I want you to, ladies. I'm not perfect by far, but I am real. And listen, authenticity and relatability and being real, that is what people fall in love with. Okay. That is what people fall in love with. I have a mug that says choose happy. Oh my God. I love that. Okay, does anybody have any questions for me? Any questions? Any questions? Let me give you a quote, right? A goal without a plan is just a wish. Okay? It is just a wish. You're not, and I want you, every setback that you have, I want you to see it as a learning curve, okay? So instead of you saying, oh my God, I can't do this, you're not failing, you're actually learning. And every obstacle that you bump into, and can I just say, when you really are out here trying to win, the amount of obstacles that you guys are gonna run into are going to be insanity, are going to be crazy, the amount of obstacles, okay? And another thing is that helps a lot is you visualizing. Jaddy, my goal is to be consistent on posting videos at least 1 time a day for now. That is a good goal. That is absolutely a good goal. Same time to go live. Tomorrow I am going to be talking about mindset and I will be live at 7:15 tomorrow. 7:15. Insanity. Exactly. You think I'm playing? I felt like every time I figured something out, something else broke. So I would tell myself, right? I can't do this. But you need to refrain and your minds, because your mind, right, is very powerful. What you feed it is what it's going to believe. So one thing that I am always telling you guys is to be nice to what you tell yourself. Okay. So I used to be a negative Nancy. Like I would just sit there and say, oh my God, I can't do this. This is so hard. Right. So before I started doing the work, I already had those limiting beliefs, that the self-doubt, right? That they kept me paralyzed because I believed that I couldn't do it. Because I would say it so much, I can't do this. So change your framework, right? And instead of you saying, I can't do this, say, I'm having a hard time now, but I am going to take a break and I'm going to get back to it and I'm going to get it done. That is Mr. Everything. I said if something broke. You know what I mean? Like, you need to refrain your mind. And starting to do, I will do it, period. Just do it. Doing daily affirmations and just working on my mindset has helped so much. So much. Let me give you an example, right? So tell yourself, I am capable of achieving my dreams, right? A couple of times a week, or maybe every day, where you just sit down and you just say positive affirmations to yourself. I show up every day for my goals. I am unstoppable. I am going to get this done. I am worthy of all the success that is coming my way. Okay? And again, never forget to revisit your why, because your why is going to help you achieve your goals, right? That is going to impact your life for the better. Okay? Any questions? I'll pause there and see if anybody has any questions for me before I keep going. No one has any questions. I'll continue going. Okay. So again, you also need to track your progress. It's very important. If you set goals, thank you so much, Gwen, for my finger hut. Thank you. Lanisha, thank you so much for the follow. Again, right? See, guys, what I'm doing right there? I am acknowledging, right? That's exactly what you guys need to be doing as well. Okay, so tracking your progress. Tracking helps you see how far you've come, right? And allows you to see what's working and what needs to be adjusted. And how can you do that, right? If you have a planner, you can just review that in the planner, strategize. You can use a journal. What is the difference between the two hook products on your stand? Okay, so the $7 hook is just my hook strategy, and then the other one is an affiliate. So it comes with I'm sorry, hold on. It's asking me to which of these protects the sun. Hold on. It's asking me to verify. Okay. So the other one is the new one that I created and is an affiliate. So the second one, the 250 hook strategy, you can actually resell. It's an affiliate a hook guide. And it has like way more than the $7 hook guide. Okay, so that's the difference. One is affiliate and one is not. Okay. Let me just pull up my store because it has so much stuff. I probably won't be able to tell you right off the bat, but if I pull it up here, I can tell you everything it has. Please hold. Bear with me. Okay. So the 250 power pack, right? It has 250 hooks, right? To help you increase engagement, get followers, right? Triple conversions and go from invisible to actually being seen. Like, I kid you not. It has 100 persona specific hooks tailored for different audience, for moms, dads, entrepreneurs, corporate employees, healthcare workers, teachers, and more, right? Because I felt like I needed to add personas, not just moms, right? It has 100 fill in the blanks templates that you can customize for yourself, right? To trigger emotion and response, right? And trigger action. And it has 50 complete hook and caption examples, because a lot of people think that a caption is just them repeating the hook. No, a caption does way more than that. It actually tells a story, right? So I break it down and I give you 50 examples to be exact, on how to use a hook and how to transition it into a caption. Okay, and then it has an AI prompt guide to teach you how to create your own hook, because eventually you're gonna run out of the ones that I'm giving you. So you want to be able to create your own, right? So that you can continue getting the engagement that you want. Okay, and then obviously is affiliate, and you get 60% commission, so you get $28 from every sale. Okay, so that's the difference between the $7 and the affiliate guide. Any other questions for me? Any questions? Mina, good morning. So again, you're going to track your progress. You can use journals. You can use Trello, Notion. These are all apps for free that you can use. I used to use Trello before I decided I was more like a write it down kind of girl, because when I write things down, it kind of like gets stuck, and I don't know. It's just like I don't forget about it, right? When I write it down. But if I put it like in a Trello, if you like everything digital, that's fine. You can use Trello or Notion. Those are free apps, okay? I want you to create a checkpoints. So maybe if you set goals on a weekly basis, Wednesday, I want you to check in with your goals. If you say that you accomplished you set 3 goals for the week. Do you accomplish 1? What do you need to do by Wednesday to make sure that you reach your other 2 additional goals by the end of the week? Okay. So that is exactly why tracking your progress is important. Yes, I have to write. Exactly. It connects to the brain. Exactly. Okay. And I'm a person that when I write it down, that's how I remember. So I'm a note taker, hands down. So I retain the information that way. So again, and I want you also to surround yourself with the right environment. I feel like my community is also your community, right? When you surround yourself by people that want to see you win, you just become unstoppable, right? You just become unstoppable. It just gives you that motivation and that focus. Alma, good morning. Ferguson, thank you for the follow. It just gives you that vibes that, yes, I can. Your circle is key. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. Like, guys, Daisy, good morning. I was not trying to show up today. I woke up with a really bad migraine, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this live. And I kid you not, I almost canceled the live. And then I said to myself, I canceled 2 lives on you guys last week. I can't do that. I can't do that. Arizona, good morning. I said, I cannot do that because, right, I'm going to get into the habit of every time I feel something. Now, if I'm like literally like I can't, like it's bad, I won't do it. But I just feel that you guys give me the motivation, even when I don't feel good, to show up and show off. And that's what I'm doing. Like, I don't save my Monday lives because it's just like freestyle talking about goals. But this live was so good that I will be adding it to my YouTube channel, right? So I showed up for you guys, right? At work, but still tuning in. Thank you so much. Toya, good morning. Right? I feel like I came out here and I taught you something. Lisa, good morning. So that is what I mean by surrounding yourself, right, by a community that wants to see you win. And you are never going to build that community if you are stuck with your fear, okay? Jadi, you're so motivating that today is my first day back to work after 2 years. Wow, Alma, congratulations to you. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. And again, I do it with love. I do it. Carmen, good morning. I do it because I never want people to be stuck or feel how I felt at the beginning of my journey. There are so many people out there that are struggling, that want to quit. And you know my story. I absolutely do. Right? There are so many people out there that are struggling. They want to quit their journey. They feel like this is not for them. But they just don't have that person to tell them that, yes, you can. Yes, you got this. You got this. You just need to continue pushing forward. And that is why I'm here, to give you that energy, to tell you that all those limiting beliefs that you have, they are just that, limiting beliefs. You just need a strategy to allow you to push forward, to allow you to refrain from thinking that way, because we all deserve the success. The success is going to come to all of us. It's just a matter of time of when. Okay? Any questions? Any questions? Okay, and last but not least, right? We need to learn how to celebrate small wins. Why is this so important? Yes, a lot of time we are just surrounded by negative people. Absolutely, I'm always quitting. No quitting over here. Remember, quitters never win and winners never quit. God has a plan for all of us. I agree 1,000%, Lorraine. I agree 1,000%. Okay, you are going to have haters. You are going to have people telling you you're a scammer. You're gonna have people just like, put their leg out so that you can fall face forward. But I don't know about you guys, but I am the type of person that when I am told I can't do that, I'm like, watch me. That is the type of person that I am. I don't know about you guys, but that's me. Okay, when somebody tells me I can't do it, I'm like, what? That is the gasoline I need to prove them wrong. Okay? So again, You are never going to build that community if you are not out here exposing yourself. So what do you have to do? You need to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. Do not let negativity dull your shine, period. Okay? Yes, people know to me, okay. Yes, people's to me means yes, do it. Exactly. I agree 1000%. Yes, people's no to me means yes, do it 100%. Sorry, I don't know why I struggle so much. Can you tell today is Monday? Again, why celebrating small wins is important, right? Celebrating achievements, no matter how small, keeps you motivated and builds momentum. Okay? Again, celebrating achievements, no matter how small, keeps you motivated and builds momentum. Okay? I don't know why everybody feels like everything, a win has to be monetary. No, listen, when I tell you that I be hyping myself up for the littlest things, let's just say that I came live and somebody was like, oh my God, now I can go live because you showed me the way. For me, that's a win. That is a win for me, okay? Because that person was probably struggling there, probably was never going to go live. But because I showed her the way, right, that she can absolutely go live faceless, that is a win for me. So I want you guys to start seeing whether somebody signs up for your lead, for your freebie, that's a win. If you were able to just like answer a question that somebody was stuck in, that is a win. Guys, you help someone. That is a win as well. I don't understand why people have to just think that making money it's the only win out there. No, it's not. Well, you have a win today because that was me. You know, thank you. Thank you. But you know what I mean? Absolutely, that is a win for me. Many of you were probably jumping my live stuck, talking about like, oh my God, I'm never gonna be able to go live, right? But because I showed you that you can most certainly go live faceless, that is a win. I'm definitely winning. What a way to start a Monday. Wait a minute, wait. For me, it is also a win for you because now there's no more making excuses. There's no more being scared. Now it's about taking action. It's about taking action. Okay. So how are you going to do this, right? You're going to create yourself a reward system. I want you to treat yourself after completing big milestones, whether you're going to go treat yourself for a manicure, a pedicure, your favorite coffee, whatever. You know what? Like, I felt like I am winning so much that you best believe that the minute I jump off this live, I am going to Starbucks, okay? I am going straight to Starbucks to get me a coffee, period. And I was not going to drink coffee today, but I don't know, like the headache and me feeling like I'm winning, right? I deserve a really nice Starbucks right now. I look for any opportunity to get coffee. Okay, you want to acknowledge growth, right? I want you to focus on progress, not perfection, okay? Let me just say this, when you seek perfection, you are actually going to remain paralyzed. You are going to remain paralyzed and you're not going to move forward. So I need you guys to stop thinking that you need to be perfect and I just need you to do it. Imperfection, whether you feel like you're going to fail or not. Hey, guess what? If you fail, what's the worst that can happen? You can try again. And the second time around, you're going to get it right and you won't fail. Messy is good too. Yes, indeed, Diane. Thank you so much for the follow. You know, messy is good. But guess what? The people that do it messy, right, want to make sure this happens. They want to make sure that they are showing up because they want this bad. But when you are seeking perfection, you are actually failing because you're not showing up. Jenny, good morning. You're not showing up. Okay? So let me just give you an example. Thank you so much for my heart, mate. I'm going to give you an example. Okay. So if your goal was to post consistently on TikTok, right? That is Lorraine's goal, right? I want you, if you come out here this entire week and you post at least once a day, right, for an entire week, I want you to celebrate, right? I want you to celebrate by doing whatever floats your boat. Going out, maybe having a drink, maybe just splurging on yourself, but just celebrate, patting yourself in the back, whatever that looks like. I want you to celebrate yourself, okay? I want you to ask yourself this. You need a reward system for every milestone. Like I said, I am my biggest cheerleader. So every time I accomplish something, I just be like dancing, like, girl. And I be like telling myself, girl, you did that. Like, you did that. I hype myself up. Okay, so I want you to do that for yourself as well. Every time you accomplish something, hey, if you don't dance, that's well, clap or pat yourself in the back, whatever it is. But I want you to just be proud, okay, because you are doing something that a lot of us are not doing, and it's showing up. It is taking action. People are too afraid, right? But we are not. We are brave, and we're getting shit done. Period. Okay, if you want to see success, Sandra, you already know, and guys, you already know by my vibes that. Listen, I jump like I was jumping. Somebody messaged me and said, I finished your module, and girl, like, you over delivered. Of course, I did a little happy dance, and I'm over here like just jumping because I'm like, okay, that is exactly what I want to hear, because I felt like I poured my heart into it. So that's what I want to hear. You know what I mean? So again, just to recap everything, remember that goals give you direction. Remember, having that SMART goals framework allows you to take actionable steps, which is key for your success. Remember, motivation comes from knowing your why and staying consistent. Again, success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently, okay? Consistently. And what does that look like? You showing up every day, you going live, you building your community. I prefer a good quality video than you posting to just say you posted, okay? Don't be like me. Don't be like me. There was a point in my journey that I was posting 4 times a day. 4 times a day. And when I look back at those videos, I'm like, what is this? Like, what is this? I am not learning here. I'm not educating here. I am not telling a story. I was just posting. Okay, so I want you to post with purpose, okay? So I'm going to pause there to sip on water and see if anybody has any questions about anything I discussed. And remember, tomorrow we are going to talk about mindset, because I feel like a lot of people struggle with mindset. So you definitely don't want to miss tomorrow's live. I already have it scheduled too. Any questions for me? 4 times out of... Yeah, I'm telling you. Any questions for me? This week, you know what? I'm going to share my goal for this week. I'm going to keep it very simple because I do have like a busy week for work. So for me this week, I want to go live at least 4 times this week. I'm going to try and do Monday through Thursdays. Okay, so I want to do 4 lives. I want to do at least 5 Amazon review videos. I have a couple of products that I want to do a review video on, right? And what else? I feel I'm gonna keep it short. I think that's all I'm gonna do. That's all I'm gonna do for now. Oh, one more. I know this has nothing to do with my business, but I don't want to leave things for last minute. I want to start packing because I am going away in 2 weeks. So I have the amount of packages that I have sitting in a corner in my office is actually crazy. It's crazy. Okay. So I want to start packing as well. I don't want to leave things for last minute. Okay. Any questions? Or anyone else wants to share their goals? Anyone else wants to remember, I am your accountability bestie. Okay, so if you share your goal, and be very mindful. I don't want you, trying to do too much. Keep it simple. Keep it cutesy, very demure, to make sure you are accomplishing those goals. Who wants to share their goals with me? Don't be shy. Don't be shy. I want to stay consistent for 30 days. Okay, so Ferguson, you want to stay consistent for 30 days. How are you going to make that happen? I want you to elaborate on how you plan on making that happen. Do you mean consistent as going live? Do you mean consistent as creating content? Do you mean consistent as showing up for your business every day? What does that look like? Are you going to be consistent by maybe going live one day, maybe creating content another day? Okay, my goal this week are to go live 3 times this week and give some value. I love it. At least 1 post a day and live 2 times a week. I love that. I love that. Okay, Tanya, go live 3 times this week. Absolutely love it. I scheduled my week content yesterday and finishing up some evergreen. I love it. Go live every day. Okay. I love it. And that's exactly why, right? I don't want you setting vague goals, right? That's why I tell you, okay, you want to be consistent, but I want you to elaborate because I want you to be able to really take those actionable steps so that you reach that goal. So that consistency is going to look very differently if you actually break it down into actionable steps, okay? And that's why I kind of like push a little bit more, like, can you elaborate a little bit more? It's just so that you can think more to make sure you can accomplish that. If I feel better, maybe live this week. Don't push yourself, Jolie. I know you're not feeling good. Please don't push yourself, okay? I love how your videos look. Okay, let's see. Live 3 times this week and post twice a day. Don't do too much, Roxanne. I don't want you overwhelming yourself, okay? The going live 3 times this week, perfect. But if you feel like 2 times a day is too much, I prefer 1 time. As long as you guys are posting a good quality video and not just posting to say you posted, that is the difference there. And one thing I do have to point out, that a good quality video with a purpose is gonna get pushed out more than you just posting a video that has no purpose, okay? So just wanted to throw that out there. Anyone else that wants to share their goals, I love it. I love to see you guys sharing your goals. Period, because we're gonna do this yes or yes. Anything else? I'm going to be on another maybe 10 minutes, so please ask away. If you want to talk about anything, ask away. Guys, let me tell you, it took a while for me to get to where where I'm at now. And can I just say that I'm not just saying this because I'm trying to be conceited or I'm trying to just act like I know it all, because I don't know it all, okay? I'm always learning, always educating myself. But I promise you that I wish I had a Jari. I wish I had a me when I started my journey, okay? I'm hooked on this community. I really adore you guys. I love it. I love it. I love it. And why do I say that? When I started my journey, right? I started with a course that was not beginner friendly. So because the course was not beginner friendly, I struggled a lot. Okay. And the creator completely ghosted me. Like I would jump on her live and ask questions and she would ignore me or answer to the people that had interest in the course that she was selling. Okay. So again, completely ignore me. And then I'm like, okay, what, like, I don't get it. I don't understand. I would DM her and she would just send me back to the course. And I am the type of person that I don't like bothering people. So for me to go bother you is because I really don't get it. Even after going after the course and reviewing the information, we were in that program together. Probably because I started with Learn and Earn Profits Online. LipoMax, which is called LipoMax, so much the same, right? So that's the course that I started my journey with. And I am not the person that shits on other courses to feel superior. I won't do that. But the reality is that course was not a beginner friendly course. It's not. Learning from the courses that I promote now, that course that I started my journey with was not beginner friendly. That course was more for people that already knew digital marketing. You know what I mean? That's more like for a seasoned digital marketer, okay? And then because I was ghosted by the creator and had no idea what I was doing, I then decided to invest in 2 additional courses. So I invested in Roadmap, another not beginner friendly course, and I also invested in Passive Profit Millionaire. So it was a bundle. I connected with her. She was selling the bundle, the 2 courses together, whatever. I buy the 2 courses, Ghosted again. Not one time, but 2 times. I'm like, no, shut the front door. Like, this just happened to me again. So here I am, 3-4 months into my digital marketing space with absolute no direction. Okay, yes, I did learn what digital marketing was. I did learn what master resale rights was. I did DGC. You know what I mean? I did learn the basics of digital marketing. I learned how to set up a funnel. I learned all of that, but I had no idea what content pillars were. I had no idea what brand identity was. I had no idea what branding was, okay? Tiff, good morning. Like, when I tell you that I was lost to be lost, like, I had no direction. So here I am, 6 months now. Now 6 months, I did a lot of YouTube, a lot of Google, a lot of research on my own, right? Good morning. I told myself I am either going to invest in something that was really beginner. Is that UBC? Yes, that is when I decided to invest again. That was definitely UBC for me. So I said, Kayla, good morning. I said, am I gonna remain stuck, or am I gonna find something that was beginner friendly and really opened up, the door for me? UBC obviously was that eye opener for me. It was that moment. Like, I learned how to brand myself. I learned how to market myself. I learned a lot of things that I had no idea. And I was like, you have got to be kidding me. I learned what a stand store was. And I was like, what? So you're telling me the whole time that I did not need to set up a damn funnel, That's things. I'm so glad you kept going. Yes, because if not, I would have never been able to see the success I've seen now. Yes, I love those ladies. Very inspiring. Yes. Yes, me too. Learn and earn. I was so lost. And again, Tanya, because that course is not a beginner-friendly course. It's not a beginner-friendly course. When I found the product that I was in alignment with, I was like, oh, shut up. Like, girl, like, I was like, I removed the other. Okay, I have to drop love and light to you all. Let's support each other. Keep blooming. Thank you so much, Lorraine, for stopping by. But yes, when you are in alignment with your product, you just become unstoppable, okay? Mabel, thank you so much for the follow. I cannot stress enough how important it is to just knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Guys, take the time. Take the time to learn. Take the time. There is absolutely no rush over here. Remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint. So take the time to learn. Take the time to dissect the information. SWC just came out with four new modules to be exact, right? So what do I need to do? That's another goal that I have to set for myself. And one of them is mine. So I already know the module, okay? Period. But the other 3 modules, I need to make sure that by this week I complete these 3 modules, because I want to be on the know. I want to stay on the know. I want to know, right? Know your product. Know your product, okay? Know your product. Take the time to know your product, because when you guys go live and you talk about your product, right? You become that authority figure when you know what you're talking about. When you know what you are talking about, okay? Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. Go invest a lot of money in a course. Only review the modules to add that course into your store, and then you're done. And then you have no idea what you're talking about. Which module is yours, girl? I love that. Thank you so much. My module is mastering your persona and creating compelling content. After you watch it, I want you to tell me your thoughts. So excited. Gotta run. Just got to work. Have a wonderful day, Tanya. Thank you for stopping by. So yeah, so my module for any of you guys that are inside SWC 2.0, my module is mastering your persona and creating compelling content. If you watch it, let me know your thoughts, your feedback. This something didn't make sense to you, so that I can go back and obviously over deliver like I normally do. Okay? Any other questions? If not, I'm going to be jumping off so that I can start my day. Gives me time before my meeting to go grab a quick coffee, period. But tomorrow we are going to be talking about mindset, which is something that a lot of us struggle with. So please, you don't want to miss it. I am going to be adding this live to my YouTube channel no later than, give me some time, no later than today. I will be sure to add it. So if you want to go back and kind of review the information, it will be there. You see, I just got the reminder for the meeting on it, obviously. So gotta jump off. Have an amazing day, and I will see you all tomorrow at 7:20, I believe it is. Thank you. Bye.